How's it going, everybody? Today we've got another vintage U.S.MRE. This is a menu 11, chicken and rice. This menu was introduced in 1988, and it carried on as menu 11 up until 1995. Then in 1996, it was changed over to menu number 8 and stayed there until 2001. So this one was a gift from a buddy of mine, Oldsmokey. Check his channel out. Really good guy, and I've gotten quite a few MREs from him. So let's go ahead and get it open, and we're going to see what we've got here. Oops. All right. So we've got a cheese spread that's pretty hard as a rock. Of course, we have our brown MRE spoon. We have a cookie bar, chocolate covered, and this has a date code on it of 2084, which would make it a 1992. We have our accessory packet, and we'll look at that in just a second. We have a bag of M&Ms that feel kind of squishy, and I can tell you that these are not going to be any good. They feel like there may be just powder in there. We have our bottle of Tabasco sauce. We have freeze-dried fruit, and it's pears. We have our pack of old school crackers. We have a beverage base powder, which is lemon lime. My absolute worst tasting one, in my opinion. And we have our chicken and rice. So this has a date code of 2020, which would be the 20th day of 1992. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this chicken and rice heated up. And while that's heating up, we're going to get everything else opened up, and we'll see what kind of condition this was in. All right, we've got our chicken heating, so let's go ahead and move on. We're going to try our beverage base powder first. And like I said, lemon lime, it feels kind of crystally, which tells me it's probably not much good, but we're going to see just the same. We're going to use this old butterfly knife that I've had for about 20-something years that would probably give you some kind of disease if you cut yourself with it. Yeah, you can see right off the bat, this is kind of chunked up. It's obviously just not really well kept. We use our East German canteen that we got from Sticky Fingers. About half a canteen cup there. We'll see if this will dissolve. It seems like it dissolved pretty okay. We'll just set this back there for a little later. Next up, let's go ahead and open up our crackers. Let's see if it does make a hiss. And it did. And here we have our old style crackers. Look to be in pretty good shape. Just smell like the old crackers. Let's go ahead and check out our cookie bar, chocolate covered. These usually hold up pretty well. And it looks just like it should. It's kind of shiny, not melted. Now we'll open up our pears. And these feel to be very well vacuum sealed still, which is good. Yep, those look to be in perfect shape. Next up, I'm going to open these M&Ms from the side because I can tell you they're just a bag of mush. But we're going to open them just to see them anyway. And yeah, they're nothing but a pile of mush, or rather of just disintegrated M&Ms. So we'll just set them right there. Not much we can do with them. All right, next up, we're going to check out our cheese spread. Like I said, this is hard as a rock, and I can tell you this will be no good either. But we're going to go ahead and cut this from the side, just to give you an idea of what these actually look like once they've been set up for so long. And yeah, I could smell that quite well. That's a pretty pungent odor. But it's basically turned into just a block of tan colored putty. I mean, it's not even really denting too much. So that's going to have to be taken out and just gotten rid of to get rid of the smell. All right, before we get our chicken out, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the accessory packet. Oops. And in it we have military issue butt ration, our green matches with the red tip. These are Bean and Sons manufacturer. We have our Domino sugar. We have our Coffee Mate creamer that's crunchy, so I know that's no good. We have a wet nap that feels like it might still be moist. Our Spearmint Chiclets gum, iodized salt, and our Taster's Choice coffee. Now luckily this isn't a red one. They usually don't hold up for some reason. The brown ones sometimes do, so let's just take a look at it and see if it's dry molded or if it's still good. And this one looks still good, so we're going to go ahead and use our East German canteen cup. We'll take a look at it. Yep, it looks perfect. So we're going to go ahead and make a cup. Since the creamer's no good, we're not going to worry with it. We'll go ahead and add a little bit of sugar to it. Not a lot, because I normally just drink mine black. And that is some water from our cool Kiss glass that I've not forgotten about using. Give that a little stir. Set that off. Let's check out our wet nap here, since those are something I usually don't check out. And it's still moist. Has a real strong alcohol smell to it. So we'll just go ahead and clean up hands real quick. It's not that strong, but it's still moist and it still works. So let's go ahead and get our chicken. And we have this boiled up. Give it a slice open. Now, back in the 90s, this would have been a ration that I really would not have cared for, because I never cared for any of the early chicken dishes. I guess it looks okay. Let's see. It's in good condition. You can see your rice, chunks of chicken, a few green peppers, some carrots. Actually smells really good. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Give it a look here. Whoa. All right, let's give it a taste. Taste-wise, this is actually perfect. There's no aftertaste to it. It tastes, it's just chicken and rice. It's not a really complex meal. But yeah, it seems to have held up pretty well, oddly enough. So I have no complaints there. Let's go ahead and try our crackers out. These older ones usually hold up pretty well. These for some reason, don't have the salt on them. They're kind of glistening, but there's no salt. Yeah, of course, they're perfect. We're going to try our fruit. I love these pears. They just rehydrate in your mouth so well. And they've got so much flavor packed into them. Yeah, these are absolutely perfect and just a great item. They really need to bring these back. All right, well, we're going to try out our lemon lime beverage powder. Yeah, it doesn't taste bad. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of lemon. So, with that being said, it held up. Oddly enough, it looked bad, but it really isn't. Now let's check out our cookie bar. And that looks to be in really good shape. It's still got a crunch to it, or a snap when you break it. So let's give it a try. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. The chocolate on it's just sweet enough. The cookie, kind of an oatmeal style cookie. It's got the perfect amount of crunch to it. Just a great flavor all around. Let's give our coffee a taste. Kind of everybody knows what coffee tastes like, but yeah, it's just an instant coffee. There's nothing special about it, but it is always good to have with your, if you have any of the chocolate covered stuff. Helps to just melt that right in your mouth. The M&Ms, of course, we're not even going to bother with because they're a bag of powder. So, hope you've enjoyed this one. Again, I want to thank Oldsmokey for sending this to me. A lot of these rations that you see the reviewers eating, we have to pay for these or we trade for them. So, always keep that in mind that, we do this because we love it. And we just love the rations themselves and like to document them. But we do pay for these things. And some of them get quite expensive. So, keep that in mind when you're making fun of a reviewer or getting on to him about he didn't do this or didn't do that. It's his meal. So it's just his take on it. I hope you all enjoyed this, and we'll see you the next time with something else.